special message for the ESTJ and their horses coming right up. Hello my crazies, Reagan from Horse Crazy Mama here to help you build your relationship with your horse. If that sounds like something that you are trying to do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single video in this series. ESTJs. You guys are an interesting breed of person, that is for sure. You definitely have an opinion of how things should be, and that is totally fine. That is something that is a huge strength to you. You are very passionate about having things done the correct way and in a way that is best for everyone involved. You also have a very firm grasp on the concept of rules, and that can be a huge benefit to your relationship with your horse and setting rules and setting boundaries between the two of you and creating a more fulfilling and solid relationship. The E for ESTJ, of course, stands for extroverted, which means that you probably want to go riding with a big group of friends, or you are more inclined to doing shows because you like the big crowds or the spotlight or whatever it might be. You want to show what you can do, and that is awesome. That is perfect. We want to see what you can do. So get out there, don't be shy, and shine. Take up all of your space. Your horse too, because your horse, most likely if you're an ESTJ, your horse has a huge personality to go right along with yours. So go out there, show it off, and really build your strengths. Taking in information from what's around you is also a huge strength to an extrovert especially. And noticing what's working and what isn't working with your horse. Sometimes the rules, heaven forbid, I know, sometimes the rules have to be changed. It's okay, don't panic. You got this because you can set new rules that are even better than the ones that weren't working before. If anybody knows how to fix rules, it's you. So noticing your surroundings and really building that strength can really help in setting that relationship and those boundaries with your horse. Just also remember that horses are very emotionally intelligent animals. So you're going to have to bring some information inside of yourself as well, or bring some information from inside of yourself, I suppose. Don't get hung up on the rules too much, and loosen up just a smidge, not too much, because we don't want to lose your awesomely bold personality, but just a smidge, just so that your horse feels understood rather than controlled. With the sensing part of an With the sensing part of an ESTJ, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying ESTJ. ESTJ, ESTJ, ESTJ. With the sensing part of an ESTJ, this is the skill where you are able to notice all the details around you, all the external facts, and the small little telltale signs that something might be wrong or is something might be extremely right with your horse. You notice these tiny little details, and that can be a huge strength in determining your horse's health, in their well-being, in their mood, in their emotions, and just in your partnership in general. So don't be afraid of noticing those details, and don't beat yourself up if you don't feel intuitive enough, because you are not intuitive. You are a sensor, and own it, because your strengths are totally going to just overpower and make up for the weakness. With the thinking side of things, thinkers are very logical, they are highly intelligent, and they take more of a tactician's point of view in different activities that they do, which is fantastic for, cattle cutting or for dressage or for literally any activity with a horse that requires attention to detail and a good strategy. Using logic with a horse, a lot of the times you'll hear all the mushy stuff about, oh, my horse is my best friend. My horse is the sweetest little gumdrop you ever did meet. You might not be so into that, but it's still a partnership. You still respect your horse, because without your horse you wouldn't be able to do the things that you love to do. So don't be afraid to lean into that left brain side of you that really brings out the strategy of your mind and the brilliance that goes through there. Don't be afraid of your intelligence. Let it shine, let it come out, and also kind of be aware though of how your horse is responding, and don't over logistic the relationship. It's a give and take. Now with the judging side of an ESTJ, it means that you really like to plan for stuff, which is fantastic. You are probably prepped more than anybody else out there because you have the sensing, which means that you have attention to detail. So you're prepared for pretty much almost everything, even the small things that most people would take for granted. You're a thinker, which means that you are very logical and that you are also prepared for all the strategy of it. And you're probably just organized in general, which is fantastic. You're probably at shows at the right time in the right place all the time. Your tack room is probably just spotless, and everything has its place and everything is in its place. Just also be aware that you may need to adapt to a few things that may come up that you didn't foresee. I know, like for ESTJs, not foreseeing something coming is unheard of. You guys are really good at planning, but sometimes something will just come out of the blue and you will need to adapt, and you'll need to remember that when you're planning you are less stressed. When you're adapting and becoming more spontaneous, it might stress you out a little bit. So take it easy with the spontaneity, but don't discount it either. There is no such thing as a perfect pairing between a person and a horse. It's something you work at, it's something you build on, it's something that you develop over time. That being said, here are some of the combinations of an ESTJ and the Horsenalities. Now with an ESTJ and a left brain extroverted horse, let's be frank here, if you were a horse, you'd probably be a left brain extroverted horse. You're probably really curious about how things work. You're probably very into the nitty-gritty. So you might see some things from that horse that you do not like about yourself. The key here is to notice when it's something that you're frustrated about yourself with rather than the horse, and don't blame it on the horse. Still set rules and boundaries, of course, but if you're mad at the horse but you're actually mad at yourself, just be aware that these animals can be a very solid mirror into our own flaws and weaknesses, which is really hard for ESTJ to swallow. I'm sorry. It's true. We're all human. All of us. It's okay to mess up. These animals will just help you catch it before it becomes a problem. With the ESTJ and the left brain introverted horse, you are going to have to be very patient with these animals. Giving them kind of time to warm up to the idea of working with you might be a struggle, especially since ESTJs are very impatient with anything going against these rules, and left brain introverted horses do not like rules. So, be aware of this and set the boundaries, but don't force them on the horse. Let the horse accept them at their own pace, because you do know what is best for the horse and yourself. It's just going to take a little bit of time for the horse to see that it's best for you and your horse. So be patient, let them digest your rules, and you guys will have a swimmingly wonderful relationship. With the ESTJ and the right brain extroverted horse, this is going to be a little interesting because the right brain horses, they don't care about rules. They're just scared. So be patient. They're just afraid. They're not disrespecting you or anything. They're not trying to break your rules like a left brain introverted horse would. You just need to let them be and you just need to comfort these horses. Make sure they feel safe around you. Make sure that you bring out that reliability, that really core reliability that is inside of you. Let that shine. That horse will definitely come to depend on you, and that will be a relationship that is just going to absolutely kick butt in the arena. With the the ESTJ and the right brain introverted horse, again, more patience is needed, and having that dependable personality that you have is definitely going to be beneficial for these animals. As they are afraid of everything, they're very insecure of themselves, and they just need that confidence kind of brought up. And you, probably more than most, are definitely qualified to do that for these animals. So be patient, watch for signals that they might bolt on you, and make sure that your horse knows that you are there for them, that you are their safe place. If you are their safe place, then literally everywhere that you will take that horse, they will trust you. So those are my thoughts with the ESTJ. I hope you guys found that helpful and enlightening, and if you are ready to hear the rest of this series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. I am uploading every weekday in the month of February, so don't miss it. Keep the crazy and horse crazy, y'all. See you next time.